Group 1 was assigned as the knowledge managers to discuss the intellectual discourse about preparing sandwiches. Sandwiches refer to a food item made with two or more slices of bread with fillings between them. A widely popular and convenient lunchtime food, quickly made and served and adaptable to many variations that it satisfies nearly every taste and nutrition requirement. For our learning outcomes, at the end of the lesson, students should be able to describe method of preparing sandwiches, identify the different types of sandwiches and its components, and prepare sandwiches.
So what is a sandwich? Sandwich is a food typically consisting of vegetable slice, cheese or meat placed on or between slices of bread. When we say on, it is called open sandwich or wala siyang bread sa itaas. When we say between slices of bread, meron siyang two slices of bread and meron siyang palaman inside na vegetables, meat, cheese, and so on na pwedeng ilagay sa may sandwich. Sandwich is popular in the United States of America and it is also known in our country. Like the best example in our country is the ham sandwich and the burger sandwich na makikita or mabibili natin sa mga fast food, and so on. Let's move on to the brief history of sandwich. Sandwich was first introduced around the 18th century and all credit goes to Mr. Earl Sandwich, who was a gambler later on. Malalaman natin bakit nga ba isang gambler ang nakapag-introduce ng sandwich instead of chefs or other people na related into cooking. So John Montagu, also known as Lord Sandwich, of 18th century in the England, was not the first inventor of the modern day sandwich. He did popularize or pinopularize niya lang yung sandwich and in-enhance nito yung features para mas makilala to sa buong mundo. So, hindi talaga siya yung pinaka-inventor. Siya lang yung nag-enhance, kaya siya yung nagtawag or siya yung tinawag na Lord Sandwich. Yung first inventor nga nito ay si Mr. Earl Sandwich na isang gambler. So, ang story dito so Mr. Earl ay naglalaro ng cards or he's playing cards and nagutom siya. And he wants na nagutom siya na bigyan siya ng isang tinapay na may palamang meat. So, kasi nga, ayaw niya nang tumayo sa kanyang kinauupuan kasi busy siya sa paglalaro ng cards. So, ang best way nga niya para makakain ay yung paghingi ng bread and ng meat para makakain siya. So, that's the time na nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na sandwich. And that is because to Mr. Earl Sandwich.
Now, let's move on to the health benefits of sandwich. Grain foods which are present in the sandwich are a vital source of carbohydrates. So carbohydrates help control blood glucose or yung sugar and insulin metabolism, which provides us energy. The fiber in the whole grain prevents cancer. Vitamin B, niacin, thiamine, folic acid, and riboflavin can help to prevent memory loss. Increased intake of grain-based food help to replenish serotonin level and increase the body conforming response. So overall, the health benefits of eating sandwiches is syempre to reduce cancer and provide us energy and vitamin B. We have two types of sandwiches, and these are cold and hot sandwiches. Let's talk first the cold sandwiches. These type of sandwich are served cold and amongst the most handy and versatile categories of snacks. We can have this anytime, anywhere, and we can put this together. We have 6 categories or type of cold sandwiches. First is the open-face sandwiches. These open-face sandwiches make use of one kind of bread with filling on top. The slices of white bread can be cut into squares, triangles, or rounds. Yung butter nito is ini-spread sa top ng tinapay and nilalagyan ng garnishes like biscuits, cookies, veggies, para magmukhang attractive. And open-faced sandwiches, from the word itself, open-faced, wala siyang cover at the top ng sandwich. Second type of cold sandwiches is regular cold sandwiches. Its crust may or may not be removed depending upon your preference. Butter, mayonnaise, or your preferred sandwich spread may be used as lining to prevent the bread from absorbing most moisture from the filling. Moreover, it ensures that the bread and the filling will stick together. So this second category of cold sandwiches naman is two slices of bread wherein ina-spread talaga ng maayos o maigi yung butter or yung mayonnaise para yung yung ingredients and yung bread natin is mag-stick together. The third type of cold sandwiches is pinwheel sandwiches. Pinwheel are made of bread cut lengthwise, about 3 to 8 inch thick. Fresh cream bread is preferable because that are easy to roll and will not crack. Trim cuts and flatten long slices with rolling pin. Spread bread with softened butter or margarine and your choice of any smooth filling like cream cheese, marmalades, cheese pimiento, peanut butter, jams, and jellies. So, itong pinwheel sandwiches naman is maliit lang siya, pero yung bread is fina-flat using the rolling pin. And yung butter na in-spread is like, sa definition, in-spread na ng soft na butter lang. Since maliit nga lang siya na klase ng tinapay. So, the ideal for this pinwheel sandwich is yung smooth feeling since wala namang mga bulk or butas yung mga tinapay. Next is the tea sandwiches. Tea sandwiches are small, fancy sandwiches made from light, delicate ingredients and bread that has been trimmed of crust and may be made ahead of time and frozen. They are often cut into fancy shapes, squares, rectangles, and oblongs add to variety. And fillings and spreads can be same as those for canapes. So, based nga sa definition, these sandwiches is small lang siya and fancy and light, magaan lang. And pwede siyang iserve ng mabilisan and frozen. So, yung fillings and spread neto is same lang sa mga canapes. And this is called tea sandwiches since this was served with tea. So, the second to the last type of cold sandwiches is the multi-decker sandwiches. Are made with more than 2 slices of bread or rolls split into more than 2 pieces and with several ingredients and the filling. The popular multi-decker sandwich is club sandwich, and this multi-decker sandwich is made of 3 slices of toast and filled with sliced chicken, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, bacon, and cut into 4 triangles. So this multi-decker is patong-patong siya na tinapay. The last type of cold sandwiches is wrap or rolled sandwiches. Wraps are sandwiches in which the fillings are wrapped, like a Mexican burrito, in a large flour tortilla of similar flat bread. They may be served whole or cut in half if large. So, this sandwich is more likely sa shawarma, no? Kasi, di ba, yung bread is nakabalot sa yung mga fillings is nakabalot sa isang malaking bread. Naka-wrap siya, nakabalot. So, yung wrap or rolled sandwiches is yung mga palaman na veggies, mga meat is binalot gamit ng isang malaking bread na finlat. Siguro ginamitan ng rolling pin, pang flat ng bread, and it is more likely sa shawarma.
Now let's discuss the second type of sandwich, which is the hot sandwiches. So first, we have the regular hot sandwiches. So simple hot sandwiches consist of hot fillings, usually meats, but sometimes fish, grilled vegetables, or other hot items between the two slices of bread. So in this kind of sandwich are usually filled with cooked meat. One of the example of this is the hamburger, and they may also contain items that are not hot hot, such as a slice of tomato or raw onions on a hamburger. Next one is the hot open face sandwich. So open face sandwiches are made by placing buttered or unbuttered bread on a serving plate. So covering it with hot meat or other filling and topping with a sauce, gravy, cheese, or other topping. This type of sandwich is eaten with a knife and fork. So why do we need to use knife and fork instead of our bare hands? So we use those utensils for us not to be burnt or mapaso because this kind of sandwich are open-faced, which means that there is a tendency that the filling on it might be spilled. Next, we have the grilled sandwiches. So grilled sandwiches are also called toasted sandwiches. So these are the simple sandwiches that are buttered on a outside and browned on the griddle. So in a hot oven or in a panini grill, so ito yung parang may stripes sa bread. And sandwiches containing cheese are popular for grilling. So to make a grilled sandwich, you can use any kinds of bread, so you spread the butter in your bread to make your sandwich crisp and you add your favorable filling, but I recommend cheese like cheddar or mozzarella as your filling because when you grill your sandwich with cheese on it will melt inside on it. Next is a deep fried sandwiches. So deep fried sandwiches are made by dripping sandwiches in a beaten egg and sometimes in breadcrumbs and then deep fry. So one of the example of this is the bread rolls and then the tuna pie. So in this sandwich, we deep fried it in order to make it crispy. Lastly is the filled rolls, focaccia or pita bread. So flavored breads served with dips like quesadillas and burritos. So also the example of this is the shawarma. The white thing that covered the fillings is the pita. So here are the examples of a filled rolls. There are three basic components of a sandwiches. First, we have the structure or base. So it is a part upon which ingredient are placed, consists of some form of bread or dough produced that is whole or sliced. So the bread is the basic ingredient of any sandwich. Used to fresh bread available, day-old bread can be used for toasting without loss of quality. So the bread holds everything together. The bread should not be overpowering or too soft or tough. A whole grain bread is the most nutritious. Second, moistening agent is meant to bind the sandwich, providing a improvement of both flavor and texture. It acts as a protective layer between the filling and the structure, preventing the filling from softening or wetting the bread. The spread has three functions: to prevent the bread from soaking up the filling, to add flavor, and to add moistness. Butter and mayonnaise are the most commonly used for spreads. So the spread add flavors and moisture. Mayonnaise and butter can add richness. The spread also creates moisture barrier so the bread doesn't get soggy. And the main types of spreads are mayonnaise, salad dressing, butter, and variety of spreads such as hummus, pesto, and cream cheese. Lastly, the filling consists of one or more ingredients that are stacked, layered, or folded within or on the structure to form the sandwich. The variety of filling should be carefully selected. The filling can be hot or cold and comes in any form of cooked, cured, cured meat, fruit, vegetables, salads, or a combination of any of them. So the filling provides the main flavor of a sandwich. And the choices are nearly unlimited.
In order to make a sandwich, there is one most important and most essential ingredient that we need, which is the bread. First type of bread is the yeast bread. These are the loaf bread that's its most common used bread for sandwiches. Under the yeast bread, we have the white bread. It is the most versatile sandwich bread. It comes from various flavors and it goes well with everything. It toasts nicely. Second one is the whole wheat bread. It is nutritionally superior to white bread. It's because of the taste, the texture, and the brownish color. Third one is the rye bread. It is a heavy and hearty flavor bread that goes with so many types of meat and condiments. So the third type of bread is the flatbreads, which are the pita. As the flatbread bake, it pops up forming a packet that is perfect for stuffing. Second one is focaccia. It is sold by wool and cut into squares, split, and filled. Third one is the lavash. A small rectangular with a softened in water can be rolled around and stuffing. So the next type is tortilla. These are the unleavened round cornmeal breads baked on hot stone. It ranges from 6 to 14 inches, used for quesadillas and burritos. Next type is the wraps, which under the wraps is the tortillas, corn or flour or unleavened round cornmeal breads baked on a hot stone. It ranges from 6 to 14 inches. It is usually used for quesadillas and burritos. Next, under the wraps, we have the sandwich wraps. It's either whole wheat or spinach flavor. Whole wheat bread or wholemeal bread is a type of bread made using flour that is partly or entirely milled from wool or almost whole wheat grain. The last type of bread is the quick breads. These are the breads that is raised by chemical action of baking powder or baking soda, like biscuits, banana bread, carrot bread, and generally more tender and crumbly than yeast bread. It is used for sweeter tasting sandwiches and are best for tea sandwich.
Now that we are done in different types of bread, let's jump into another topic, which is the ingredients of sandwiches. First, we have the bread. So, good quality breads provide variety of texture, taste, bulk, nutrients, and eye appeal to our sandwiches. Fresh bread is easier to slice or cut if it has been chilled. So bread is the one of the main ingredients in making sandwich. So in choosing a bread, dapat lagi itong fresh, like what I've said. Dapat bagong gawa or dapat kapag bibili tayo ng ating mga bread na gagamitin for our sandwich, dapat malayo pa ito sa expiration ng bread. Second ingredient is the meat. So in meat, we can choose different meat depende sa gusto nating ilagay sa ating sandwich. Pwedeng beef, pork, or salami. So, in choosing meat, dapat fresh ito dahil alam naman natin na ang meat is perishable. Third ingredient is the poultry. If wala tayong available na meat or anything na pwedeng ilagay sa sandwich natin, pwede tayong gumamit ng poultry. And the example of poultry is the chicken and turkey. So, kapag gagamit tayo ng ganitong poultry, dapat laging kukunin nating part nila is yung breast part kasi yun yung pinakamalaman na part ng ating poultry. So, if ayaw naman natin ng meat tsaka poultry, we can choose the fish and shellfish. So, some popular seafood ingredients are tuna, sardines, grilled and fried fish fillet, or crab meat and shrimp. So, which are highly perishable and should be kept and chilled to maintain quality. So, kapag gagamit nga tayo ng ganitong ingredients sa sandwich natin, make sure na dapat galing ito sa freezer. Kasi 'di ba, pag binibili natin sila sa ating market, hindi naman natin sure kung fresh sila. So pag uwi natin sa bahay, we should keep this in our refrigerator. So next one, we have the cheese. So gumagamit naman tayo ng cheese para mag-balance yung flavor ng ating sandwich. Para hindi masyadong matamis or hindi masyadong matabang. And the example of cheese are the cheddar, processed cream cheese, and cheese bread. So, kapag bibili naman tayo sa ating market ng cheese, nilalagay din natin siya sa rep para ma-chilled siya and hindi siya masyadong malambot kapag nilagay natin siya sa ating sandwich. So, next one, we have the spread. So, example of spread is the mayonnaise, mustard, and butter. So, gumagamit tayo nito para ma-moisten yung ating bread para hindi naman masyadong matigas kapag kinain natin sila. And kapag isi-serve natin yung spread or ilalagay sa ating sandwich, dapat galing din siya sa ref para nga ma-preserve yung color tsaka yung flavor ng ating spread na gagamitin. So, the next ingredients is the condiments. So, we have different condiments that we can add in our sandwich. We have olive oil, relishes, chutneys. And the example of relishes is the pickled relish with vegetable and the tomato relish with vegetable. So, sa chutneys naman, chutneys is made of tomato, yogurt, onion, and cucumber. Next, we have the vegetable. So, in our sandwich, we can add vegetables like lettuce, onion, and tomato. So, these vegetables are add in our sandwich to add texture, flavor, and also color. So, the last ingredients is the miscellaneous. So, miscellaneous can be fruit fresh or dry jelly, jam, peanut butter, eggs, and nuts. So, we can put miscellaneous para madagdagan pa yung color, flavor, and texture ng ating sandwich. And gumagamit rin tayo nito kapag gusto natin na simple lang yung sandwich na gagawin natin. And that's all for the ingredients that we use for our sandwiches.
Let's now proceed in fillings and spreads for sandwiches. Sandwich filling. The filling is the heart of the sandwich. Fillings makes the sandwich unique and tasty. Also, spreads and fillings help to add flavor to the sandwiches. There are two types of fillings. The first one is the dry filling. In the dry fillings, all you need to remember is that all the ingredients that we use is dry. For example, sliced meat, cheese, or cooked poultry. The next one is the moist filling. It is the opposite to the dry because the ingredients that we use here is moist. For example, is the mayonnaise. Now, there are some possible fillings you may use separately or in combination. The first one is the meat and poultry. So, all you need to remember is that using meat as filling, you should cook, cover, and refrigerate it. There are different products that you can use for fillings the sandwiches that are meat and poultry. So the first one is the beef and product. We have the sliced roast beef, hamburger, patties, steaks, and corned beef. The second one is the pork products. We have the roast pork, barbecue pork, ham, and bacon. So the third is the poultry. We have the turkey breast or the chicken breast. And lastly, we have the sausage. And we have here the salami, bologna, luncheon meat, and grilled sausage.
Now let's proceed to other fillings that we can add on our sandwich, specifically cheese. We know that cheese is a good source of calcium and it provides other vitamins that our body needs. Cheese dries rapidly when unwrapped and sliced, so we must unwrap it whenever we need to put it on our sandwich to maintain its taste and texture. The examples of sandwich cheeses are cheddar, Swiss, cream cheese, processed cheese, and cheese spreads. Next is seafood fillings that consist of tuna, sardines, smoked salmon, shrimp, fried fish fillets. But take note that when we use seafood fillings, we must keep it chilled so that it will not lose its flavor since it is a highly perishable foods. Another is mayonnaise-based salad. It is basically a combination of seafood or chicken and other meat fillings with the mayonnaise to add more flavor to our sandwich. Next is vegetable items can be also fillings that brings colors and nutrients whenever we put it on our sandwich. The common vegetable items we use for our sandwiches are lettuce, tomato, and onion. Lastly, when we say miscellaneous, it is a kind of fillings that we can randomly add on our sandwich based on the taste that we prefer. The most common miscellaneous fillings are hard-cooked eggs, fruits, jelly, peanut butter, and nuts.
So we have here the most popular sandwiches, but the most popular sandwich here in the Philippines is egg sandwich and ham sandwich. But aside from that, we have grilled cheese, grilled chicken, turkey, roast beef, ham, club, bacon, jelly, pulled pork, tuna, egg salad, meatball, Reuben, and Cuba. So, the main purpose of spread in sandwich is to protect the bread from soaking up moisture from the fillings. They also add flavor and they also add moisture in our sandwiches. We have here two types of spread in our sandwiches. We have butter and mayonnaise. So, both butter and mayonnaise used to protect the bread from moisture. So, butter, we melt butter and put it in bread to have as bread. While mayonnaise is different from butter and we always prefer to use mayonnaise than butter because mayonnaise also adds flavor in our sandwiches while butter is not. So that's all in our lesson for today. Thank you for watching.